A great program today. I'm going to ask Elfredi to introduce.
Okay, are you ready for this program?
We're ready!
Okay. Lion Harold Yost from the Livingston Evening Club is going to present the spot to us. And he's going to tell us about the latest laws about whatever they have passed in Austin. Because they change all the time. Welcome, Harold.
Harold!
We should have checked all the kids. This is a spot camera. If none of you have ever seen it, it's a very neat little computer that you aim at the person's eyes, and it does refractory analysis of the eyes and come back and tells you whether they have cross eye, lazy eye, farsighted, or nearsighted vision. And the state of Texas, the legislature and the governor signed a bill saying it can be used on all the kids in the school. But guess what? The state health department is still playing politics. They said once the kids in the first grade, you still got to use the chart because the nurse needs to know if the kid can actually understand the letters. So there's a big fight still going on whether they have to use the charts or we can use the camera. The camera has been used so far this year in district kids for almost 10,000 kids. There were 9,300 of them at the time of the last cabinet meeting. With this camera, I can go in a classroom and check the vision of 3 kids in a minute. Can you do that with a 3-year-old with a chart? This is a quite amazing piece of equipment. In fact, the first time we used it was about 4 years ago, and Lion Daniel and had his daughter and son at a meeting on Alaska. And we've done his daughter real well. It checked out good. But his son, we fought it and fought it. His pupils just wouldn't get big enough for the camera to analyze it. He finally took him to the doctor, and the doctor also realized that, yeah, he had small pupils, and maybe the camera wouldn't have worked. But we have found out a lot about the camera. It does a very good thing. On the table, there's a piece of paper that tells what the camera can do. It all shows you the report that we give back, that's downloaded and gives to the schools. What we like to do is the school goes up and makes an Excel spreadsheet and lists all the kids' names and information. We put that on a thumb drive, then load that into this little computer. And it brings it up on a query system. So you go in the classroom, you line the kids up in alphabetical order. You just go right down the query list and pick the kid's name up, aim it at their eyes, in a couple seconds, it's done. And then the next kid comes in and sits down. When we get done with all the screenings, we take the thumb drive, put it back in the computer, download to the thumb drive, take it back in on the nurse's computer. She loads it into her computer, and she has a file of all the kids that's been screened. And she can print out the 8.5 by 11 on all the kids. And especially she can print out the 8.5 by 11 reports that says the kid needs to be seen by a doctor and gives that copy to the parents. So then the parents can contact their eye doctor, whoever they want to go to, and actually take that report, and that gives the doctor a starting point of where to go. What start to look for in the kids. As far as training, I can teach you in about 10 minutes how to use the camera. In fact, quite often I go in the classroom, I give the camera to the nurse. She knows the kids better than I do by name. She can pick them off the career list faster than I can, and we go right down through it. It's very easy to learn the camera. there are some little glitches every once in a while you have to know a little more about to make it work. But the state of Texas says that I got to be trained on the camera, and I have to go through their training class that tells me how to manually check their eyes before I can go into school and use the camera. And they give you a little yellow card. Amazing thing is, most of the schools they go to, they don't care about seeing that. All they care about getting the kids' eyes checked, where the nurse don't have to spend a week trying to do 2 and 3 year olds to get them done. I'll show you how fast it works.
Shoot the prayers.
Brain scanner.
Coming up empty then.
There's nothing there.
The pupils are too small.
Drug test.
Can we turn the light on?
That might help.
Not working.
We're gonna try somebody else.
Sorry, Gary.
Sorry.
Didn't work.
No.
Oh, well.
Yep. Every once in a while it has a problem. But quite often when you set small kids down, you got a fairly dark room, you sit in a chair, and you have them sit in a chair in front of you, it works very fast. Because you're both the same range, you just got to move your arms a little bit. That's what shows here on the camera.
Right now it's designated light truck.
Listen what how fast it goes.
See about 4 or 5 speed? There are several switches on there. I think I see somebody.
Well, when you're not eating in it, the lights went out.
She needs to be a doctor.
Is it really?
What's that?
You got your contacts in now, or
Like, I guess it's worn off.
get your refund?
This is how fast the camera works. And especially when you have kids who have speech problems, who have dyslexia or so forth, it works very well. You can use it on any special needs kids in the school system now. Yesterday, I checked a kid in the daycare center who had myopia so bad it was off the chart on both sides. And the teacher said this young boy had myopia. Yeah, he had a problem in daycare because all he wanted to do is get him run around the room. Well, if he can't see to learn, that might be a reason. Actually, the first person I checked with this camera was the granddaughter. And it came up that she needed to see a doctor. We give a report to my son. Well, they didn't do anything. She went started school the next year, and my son was going to school about every 2 weeks of her having disparate problems. Guess what? They finally took her to the doctor, and she couldn't see. Once she got glasses, she became an A and B student. Because she could see what was going on and she understood what was going on. These little cameras can make a lot of difference. It says the school system, the state says we can use it in schools from kindergarten and first grade, or kindergarten and pre-K. But the other question I have, and my biggest concern is, where's all these kids that are from 6 months to 3 years before they go to school. Where are they at? If you look at the charts and the medical thing, if a child has cross eye or lazy eye, it can be easier corrected when they are very young. By the time they get in school, it may require surgery. My biggest emphasis is we need to be in the daycare centers. We need to be going to the nurseries at the church on Sunday morning. Where's all the kids congregate during the week they're not in school? Are they in daycare centers, or churches, or private? Health fairs are a bad place to do it because there's too much other stuff going on. But to me, there should be a very good opportunity in daycare centers, nursery areas, school, the nurseries of the churches and so forth. If we can find 1 or 2 kids that's got problems with eyeglasses and get them corrected before they get in school, what kind of services have Lions Club done then to that for the community? And this is what I challenge you to do. Go out and find the daycare centers, churches that might allow you to bring the camera in. You can do 15 kids in less than 10 minutes. And no caring where you may find 1 or 2 kids that need an early start on getting glass use. Any questions? Yes, sir.
How much does that camera cost?
That camera costs $8,000. The district has 4 of them. The district actually only spent about $4,000 of their own money. We got grants to buy 3 of the cameras. So we had other people donated money to buy the cameras. So it's worked out very good. Yes, sir.
When you do this in, say, the schools, do the kids need to get a release form signed by the parents, or what is the procedure for something like that?
The state requires it, so the school already has a release form. It's a requirement of the state. As far as daycare centers, the daycare centers, if they're a licensed daycare center, part of their licensing requirement is that they check all kids over 4-year-olds for vision and hearing. That's one of their requirements. They're supposed to report it. But as the state letting it teaches the class, is also one of the inspectors say, oh, we just very seldom check that. Because no, most of them don't do it. But a lot of the daycare centers have now really are thankful that we come in and do it. Because they have this, they can pull up the thumb drive and show here, we've already checked all the kids. And a lot of the parents have become very thankful, said, we had no idea our kid is having vision problems. Any other questions? Well, it's very good being here. Lion Don and I have been back and forth for many years. The year I was vice governor, I kept getting letters. There's going to be somebody moving in your district you need to know. Well, I could never find him. But when I finally district governor, he showed up down at Sabine Pass with the crew from this club to help clean up the parks. So that's when I first really met him. So Lion Don, met you.
We had a fun day.
Yes. And any of you got any questions? Right now, I have 2 of the cameras in Lufkin. There's also a camera in Corrigan right now. The one couple there in Corrigan has a camera. There has been a couple on Alaska that have been trained to use the camera. Basically, all you need to do is contact one of us and ask to have the camera come in. Contact your daycare center or your pastor or somebody and set it up. We'll come in and do the screenings. And when we leave that facilities, we wipe all the information off the camera. So we carry none of the information with us as far as HIPAA law, HIPAA requirements. We have none of it. The thumb drive we give back to the school teacher. That's school property. That they have to worry about it, we don't. Any other questions?
Do we need to find somebody within the club to organize this?
You have had several already who said they would. She requested me to come here. She's been trained on it. Alfreda's has done it. There have been several others. But it's very easy. I would love to bring a camera down and teach somebody in 5 minutes how to do it. You can do your church or your group, and that becomes your club activity. Yeah, we've done the schools here. Lion Jeannie Brady came in and done the school systems here in Livingston, so she's done that. But the trouble is, if somebody in your club gets trained, you go do it. It's a club project. It's a club activity. You can count it as a service project, says somebody else. That was my idea when we got the cameras, that any club can borrow the camera and use it, and it becomes your service project, not ours.
All right.